Guys, this is Noel from Game Octane. We are here with director Keith Aram of Phoenix Incident. It's an amazing new movie coming out. It's got voice actors in it now. Okay.
Yeah, voice and motion capture actors.
Okay.
And, yeah.
All right. So, do you want to just tell us a little bit about it, or?
Yeah, sure. So the Phoenix Incident's based on the largest mass UFO sighting in U.S. history. It was the Phoenix Lights.
Right.
And so the film is this sort of UFO conspiracy about the military cover-up about the disappearance of these 4 guys that went missing on the night of the Phoenix Lights.
Right.
And so the film is sort of a hybrid documentary thriller that starts off as this investigation documentary into the disappearance of these guys, and it turns out to be this military cover-up of this engagement where we engaged UFO craft over Phoenix.
Awesome. Now, you have mostly done video game sound and stuff like that, not so much like actual movie motion picture.
Yeah, this is my first chance actually directing a live action piece. I've done a lot of motion capture and facial capture and green screen and commercial shoots, but this is my first motion picture.
Awesome.
So,
what was the main transition for you going from video games to motion picture?
It's in video games we manufacture everything. The voices are done separately, the animation is done separately, the facial capture is done separately. Everything is put together, and we make these performances. Even when we're doing motion capture and trying to capture everything on set, we still have to do so much post-production to bring those performances to life.
Right.
When you're doing a movie, you are there in the moment creating everything, and everyone's in costume. You got to get your lighting the way it is. Everything has to be exactly perfect. And when you're moving fast, especially on an independent film, you're trying to run and gun and get these performances, and that's why I wanted to have really great actors and really great environments to be able to shoot our movie. So it was a lot of fun. For me, it was a perfect transition, and now I can't wait to do my next film.
Awesome. So what's it like working with Troy Baker and Yuri and the other group of the gang?
Well, we've been working together for over a decade in all these different types of video games, and even bringing them into my graphic novels and other projects. So I trusted these guys a lot. I knew they were great performers. I based a lot of the characters on who they were already.
Awesome.
So that was great to have friends that you can lean on to be able to say, look, I trust you to go with this. You know your character, you know the world. We're here in the middle of the desert where this sighting took place, and we're going to run with this idea.
Right.
So that was nice, because it wasn't that I had to spend a lot of time teaching them about the world they needed to be in, because they were naturally these guys. And that really shows in the movie. That's one of the biggest things that fans, especially people who love video games, have seen, is that this is their favorite characters come to life on the big screen.
Right.
So that was a great, for me as a director, and to watch them just take off live and be able to do that was incredible.
Exactly. So it comes out on April 8th.
Yeah.
Now, aside from this movie as well, are you going future projects as well?
Yeah, my
next
film just got greenlit. It's called Frost Road. It's based on a graphic novel that I've been producing, and that graphic novel is going to be coming out. We're going to be showing some stuff at Comic-Con in San Diego this coming July.
Okay.
And that film goes into production later in this year, which is great. We're working on a prequel for this, another one in the Incident series. So it'll be a story that took place before this.
Right.
And then I'm working on some television projects and a couple new graphic novels.
Awesome.
So it's just going to keep going from here.
Yeah. So now this movie doesn't actually end after the credits roll.
Right, yeah.
It's a whole nother thing, right?
Right, half of this movie exists outside of the theater walls, so even if you rent it on VOD or you see it in the theaters, there's so much more content. We have this incredible viral campaign that we've been working on for the past several years. There's about 2 to 3 more hours of footage outside of this where you can find more stuff about the military conspiracy, more UFO segments, the cult involvement that was behind this with the Heaven's Gate cult, and then you get all the backstory of all the characters and their families and their lives. So it's been this really interesting sort of evolution of a story, because people aren't necessarily going to movie theaters anymore. They're watching stuff on Netflix, they're watching things on their iPhone or their iPad or Apple TV.
Yeah.
So I wanted to come up with a film that would allow the audience to sort of explore and find the story however they take media, and that's what this film is really doing. So as a first-time film director, it was already a challenge to make a movie, but it was a bigger challenge to make a whole transmedia world that people could really get into our universe.
That's awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to mention about the film?
So the film's going to be out in theaters and on video on demand on April 8th.
Okay.
And then we'll be coming out on DVD and other platforms afterwards.
Okay.
And then they can always go to our website, which is phoenixincident.com, to see more. We've got some really interesting partnerships coming out with Steam, with Loot Crate, with
wow.
Fandango,
Okay.
with Shazam. So there's a lot of things. So if you look at the campaign, we're trying to do some really innovative approaches to getting our film out there, especially as an independent film where films really struggle to get theatrical play or get any kind of distribution. We're trying to use sort of the game world and our game audience to start to show that we can distribute a film in a new way. And being here at Silicon Valley Comic-Con and going to GDC and other places, it's a really interesting way for us to tap into our fans and our audience and our cast to be able to show them how games are changing the paradigm for films.
And then, of course, real quick before we go, you have hashtags, right? You have all the social media stuff?
Yeah, so our viral campaign, you can find Disclose Now, which will take you to a lot of our hidden stuff that's there. On social media, my company is PCB Productions, so at PCB Productions or PCBproductions.com. The film is at Phoenix Incident, but check out some sites like MaricopaMissing.com or KWBV News or AmericanCrimes.tv, and you'll start to see some of the backstory and some of the viral campaign that started a lot of this. And it's a dark rabbit hole. You start going down and you'll start to find a lot out there.
Awesome. Well, thank you again.
Hey, man,
it's
thank
been
you
great.
so much for having me. I appreciate it.
And Phoenix Incident, April 8th. Go check it out. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.